Thank you, Faizan. A very warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for being on the call of BCL Industries Limited. We are happy to have the management of BCL with us here today for question and answer session with the investment community. Management is represented by Mr. Rajendra Mittal, Managing Director, Mr. Pankaj Junjunwala, Director, Swaksha Distillery, subsidiary of BCL, and Mr. Kushal Mittal, Director. Before we get started with the question and answer session, we will have opening comments from the management. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for your introduction, Vikram. We would like to welcome everyone to the earnings con call for the first quarter of the financial year 2020-21. For the ones who are participating for the first time, let me give you the brief background about the company. BCL Industries Limited is a diversified business house in manufacturing and development with business interests spread across a variety of industry verticals, namely edible oils and vanaspati, distillery and real estate. The company started off in 1976 with a solvent extraction plant of 40 TPD, extracting oil from rice bran. Going forward, the company has grown to become one of the largest edible oil manufacturers in North India, having a capacity of 1,020 tons per day. Furthermore, we trade into the business of distillation by setting up own grain-based distillery for extra neutral alcohol of 100 KLPD, along with a bottling unit in Bathinda, Punjab. The latter is double its capacity to 200 KLPD as the business grew. In order to grow in the distillation business, the company is now in the process of putting up another 200 KLPD plant with 8 megawatt cogeneration plant in Kharagpur, West Bengal. Currently, as we all know, the escalating COVID-19 situation and in compliance with the government directions, our top priority at this moment is the safety and well-being of our employees, customers, vendors, and all stakeholders. We have implemented various preventive measures in line with the guidelines issued by the government, healthcare department. As a responsible company, we have taken all precautionary measures in line with the best market practices and have been following stringent hygiene protocols all our facilities to ensure that our products stay safe for consumption and our workers uphold higher standard of preparedness and hygiene. During the initial days of lockdown, the company was facing labor-related challenges, hence had to shut down operations at both the facilities. We are happy to announce that we have resolved those labor issues to a certain extent and have restarted production with effect from 2nd April 2020 at both the plants. Now let me give you the key financial highlights for the quarter. The consolidated revenue for the first quarter was rupees 277 crores, which is increased about 27% year to year. EBITDA for the quarter was rupees 17.1 crores and EBITDA margins were 6.18 crores. Net profit was 7 crores and PAT margins of the company were reported at 2.5%. Coming on to the operational highlights of the first quarter of the financial year 2020-21, I would like to start with the distillery segment. The complete distillery unit was able to resume full production within the first week of April, as the majority of the production was diverted as the raw material for hand sanitizer, which has opened up a new market for the company. With the company having adequate facility to house all its staff within the factory premises, the full production resumed quickly after the lockdown was announced. Due to the lockdown and the increase in the demand for hand sanitizer, the company saw good demand for ethyl alcohol coming from the pharmaceutical company, who made up the loss in the demand for portable industry during the lockdown. The company continued to sell hand sanitizer under its own brand, which has become the good growth driver for the company. The revenue for the quarter 1 2020-21 are 138 crores and its EBITDA is rupees 10 crores. The civil work of the new distillery of 200 KLPD at Kharagpur is almost complete, but with the continuous lockdown in the state West Bengal, Maharashtra, the project is expecting a delay. Moreover, with this continuous lockdown and the things, the workers not turning up at the site, new site. So we are not putting our money to a large extent, and we are moving slowly and waiting for the things to normalize. With regards to the edible segment, the company experienced an increase in the sale of its own brands like Home Cook and Murli during the lockdown as product supply remained steady. The company was able to penetrate in the people's kitchen during the lockdown as the company kept its production running and supply remained steady. This has led to increase in the demand of BCL owned brands in the market. Due to increase in the home demand for mustard oil, the company restarted operation of its oil mill and solvent extract plant on mustard seed, and now focusing more on the retail segment for small packs. The revenue of the edible segment were at 144 crore with a EBITDA of 5 crore. Lastly, the real estate segment went through a temporary slowdown for the period lockdown, but the company expects the sales to pick up in the coming quarter. The company recorded a revenue of 3.5 crore with an EBITDA of 1.6 crore in its attempt to reduce the financial burden of the company. BCL has continued to utilize revenue from its real estate sales to liquidate the debt, which is visible in the year-to-year results. There has been substantial fall in the revenue from the other income, which is about 70 lakhs. So that has given the financial work of the financial projections of the otherwise the working profits, working results of the company shows a tremendous growth of 41.30% approximately. So thank you. I would like to open the floor for the question.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The first question is from the line of Dipesh Sancheti from Manya Finance. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations on such good results. And also, this is the first time that the company actually is doing an investor presentation. So I just wanted to ask.
The audio is not clear from your line.
No, voice is not clear.
Let me try again.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Is it clear now?
It's clear now.
Okay. Yeah. Congratulations, sir, for the good results. Just wanted to have an idea that the the payable amount which is there to the creditors is quite high. It's about 159 crores, and it's there for quite some time, for quite some years. What is the reason for this?
I think we have got this is a basically seasonal industry, and we have to accumulate the raw materials for a quite longer period. So that's the reason. Every time there is no major change in the pattern. Pattern remains the same. So that kind of inventory, because we have got a huge segment. This starting from the paddy, then rice bran, oil seeds, vegetable oils, then the broken rice, then the damaged food grains. So there is a quite a large number of items which are being procured by the company. So I don't think there is any major change in the pattern of this data.
No, I just wanted to understand the pattern itself. That why such a high trade payable left.
You see that ours is a seasonal industry, and we have to have the stock for the entire, you can say, full year. The paddy season is from November or October to March. So we have to have the full year stocks with us. So that's why the market trades are payable, and the rate of interest from the debtors is lower as compared to the bank. So we prefer the market edge.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. One more question is that due to the MSP, is there any MSP increase in the raw material product?
No, see that MSP do affect us to the extent, but not to a very large extent, because the proportionate price of the finished product also goes up. And I don't think that's a major issue. But we are not using that the head rice. We are using its tail things, like the rejected rice, that the broken rice, all other things. We don't have a much impact on that part of it.
Great. And
I want to mention one thing. This year, with the, you can say, tremendous growth in the agriculture sector, all areas, edible oil fields, whether you take the rice, whether you take the case of millet, all area under cultivation has gone up by at least 10 to 15%. So that kind of benefit will be arriving, that there will be no major escalation in the raw material cost, and we'll be able to have some kind of a better results in our finished product. So
that's great.
We are hopeful that margins should go up.
That's it. Okay, just one more question was that since we have come into hand sanitizers, going forward, what do you see that how much of the distillery division will be hand sanitizers and how much will it be IMFL? I mean, what will be the percentage?
So you see that at present we are more concentrate ourselves in the manufacturing of ethanol. So this year we have diverted 50% of our capacity to ethanol, because there is a focus from the government side also for the procurement, and even this 1 year tender technical bids have been increased to 5 years. So now they have given us a 5 year clear-cut policy that they will be procuring entire tendered quantity. So 50% is now this segment. About 10% of the raw material and the finished product is being used for the hand sanitizer business. 40% is the only potable alcohol, used to be 60 to 70%. And that was the reason that the company is going for expansion in the West Bengal for the manufacture of this ENA. But unluckily, the COVID situation, which started from, you can say, February 2020, is now escalating, and we don't have much labor at that plant, and we don't want to put some extra money without focusing, without seeing a near future. So that project will be delayed about 3-4 months, and we shall be putting up because all the machines have been ordered and everything is ready, but we are not able to take the delivery of the machine due to this continuous lockdown, frequent lockdowns, people not able to travel, train service not resuming, air service not going up to that mark, and the works in the various workshops being held up. All these factors, we have now decided to go slow down on those projects, and we wait for the things to normalize, because we don't want to land ourselves, put our capital into that and have capital starvation.
Right. And so what you said is very interesting, sir, that we are expanding in ethanol capacity. What is the current capacity, and how much do you see it going by end of 2021 when the plant actually resumes?
So you see that plant, which plant you are talking about, the Kharagpur plant?
The West Bengal plant. Yes.
West Bengal plant. You see that West Bengal plant is of 200 KLPD capacity, which we at present propose to be 100% utilized for this potable alcohol purposes. And the Bathinda plant, which we are using 60% at present for ethanol, and 10% is being used for the raw material for the hand sanitizer and the hand sanitizer business, and only about 40% is being for potable purposes. Okay.
So all this ethanol is being supplied to the OMCs only, right? HPBP.
All marketing companies, and this is a now five year technical bid. Though the prices will be, you can say, there will be escalation or declination in the price year to year.
What is the average realization right now?
50 rupees 36 paisa per liter is the average rate of the, and the same is in the case of ENA.
Great. Thank you, sir. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kashish Chopra, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. I'll congratulate you for a good set of numbers. So I just wanted to know what is a comfortable debt level that you are comfortable with, and how do you plan to reduce it? Would it be entirely from the real estate? And in this year, how much debt you are planning to reduce, sir?
You see that about the debt, if you see that from the results in hand, the finance cost is continuously coming down. So that is possible with the help of this amount being received from the real estate, which is a debt free. We hope to, you can say, free the company from the long-term debt by year 2022-23. So that's our target, to make the company debt-free, long-term debt-free. We shall be only utilizing the working capital facilities as and when required. But I think within 2 to 3 years, we should be definitely long-term debt-free.
Thank you, sir. So one additional question regarding the employee strength. So did we do any layoffs or salary reductions in the last quarter? And if we had onboarded any other staff, has there been any increase in the people who are working for us? If you could throw some light on that.
We have the same workforce with us. So because earlier also we were operating on 100% capacity, now also there is no capacity increase. We are also already operating on 100%. So the entire staff is intact with us and healthy, and they are in all good spirits and working good.
I would also like to mention that we did give the staff a temporary pay cut, but keeping the long-term vision and our staff in mind, the staff is back to 100% salary, and we compensated them for the pay cut in the past as well.
That's great to know. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Aniket Kulkarni, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my question is related to the real estate part. What is the inventory available with the company? And do you see pickup in sales post-COVID?
Yes, the inventory realizable, this market value for the inventory is around about 70 crores, 60 to 70 crores. And there is a substantial increase in the sales of the company after this COVID, because we have got a ready-to-move inventory. And 80% of the total, both the projects are occupied. So only we have got in hand the 20% vacant, which we are realizing in a very good manner. And I think in about 2 to 3 years, we should be able to, you can say, monetize the entire part of it and reduce our debt to zero. This long-term debt, I think, will come to the zero.
Okay. Sir, my second question is related to the preferential issue share that we did maybe last quarter.
Yes.
So how the funds are being utilized by the company?
You see that these funds have been utilized. You say that our this sales have gone up by about 27 to 30%. So we did not take any extra working capital facilities for the bank. This was just to strengthen the working capital facility and to reduce the debt part. So that was done by the money put in by the promoters and as well as some individual investors.
Okay. And sir, my another question is related to the Swaksha distillery. So is there any funding constraint related to the project, and tentatively by when it will start operating?
You see that there was a funding concern, but now all these things have been resolved in the March itself, but we have been not able to, you can say, they put on back the activities due to this COVID, because that is a unit situated far away from Bathinda, and the travelling time, because the manpower and other things, the people who were installing the machines had to travel from Pune to this West Bengal. So the travelling activities are restricted. So we have decided to put hold on the plant, not to put the money and wait for these things to normalize, because it's not right time to take the loan from the bank and then we find it difficult to serve the interest part without getting any income and without having any realistic time to comment upon, that then we'll be able to resume the production, because everything is taking much more extra time as compared to the conditions pre-COVID. So we have thought of that we should more concentrate on the present activity and not to increase the financial burden by way of interest on the company if we are not able to get the returns in the near future, certain returns. So that project at present, it is a slow moving and we'll be able to give the exact dates only when the things normalize. And we have also not taken any debt up till now for that project. Though the debt is already tied up and everything is book closure is there, but we have not availed any term loan at present.
Okay. Sir, and one more part. You said about the 5-year contract with OMC. So, is there any price escalation that will be given by OMC?
There is no price fixation for the price will be fixed by the OMC in year-to-year basis, and this year the government is even focusing on greater, you can say, with the higher food grain production. There is you can say problem of plenty in the food grain. So that's why we hope to have good results in this sector. And we had several meetings with the ministry regarding the exact price. So government is concerned about increasing the capacity. Last year, I can just refer you, last year the demand or the requirement from the oil marketing company was 525 crore liters, and whereas actual supplies,
This is the operator, so we are not able to hear you. Please check.
It is not just the half. You can say, I was just referring. I was just referring that the last year, the requirement of the oil marketing company was to the extent of 525 crore liters. But their actual supply is less than 240 crore liters, not even the 50% demand. So government is focusing by increasing the price, by making the raw material available with regards to this damaged food grains and the allowing of millet and other things. So we hope to get a better price, and the price fixation will be every year according to the food grain prices.
Okay. Sir, and one last question related to the edible oil segment. Do you see any capacity utilization with increase or maybe with the good rains? Are you getting more raw material, which was initially the constraint with capacity utilization?
Yes, sure. This is, I think this is one of the questions which I would like to answer the more. You see that with this area of crop under edible oil seeds going up every year, the capacity utilization, already there is a substantial improvement in the capacity utilization. From the results, you will see that this year, corresponding quarter, there is an increase in the sales of about 18.63%. So the capacity utilization with this current year is also expected to be in the same line and maybe even better. Edible oil sector, we are quite optimistic and bullish about the thing, that the capacity utilization as well as the revenue from this will go up without spending even a single paisa on the capex part of it.
Sir, and what is the capacity utilization as of now?
At present, the capacity utilization is about 60%, and last year it was less than 50%.
So do you see it rising in the next financial year, maybe to the 80% or 100%?
We are hopeful that our capacity utilization we should be able to achieve. We have got the target to achieve 70% capacity utilization this year.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Neeraj Jain, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity. My question is related to the EBITDA
Sorry to
margin.
interrupt you, Mr. Jain. Please use the handset.
related to?
Slight echo.
EBITDA margin.
Okay, 1 second.
Is it better now?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So it is related to EBITDA margin. So, as you mentioned earlier, that now you have been able to utilize better the capacity that we have on the edible oil front, and we are able to resume the vegetable oil unit production, and also the hand sanitizer front, the margins are better. You had mentioned in the previous con call. So, and we have also been able to increase the sales by 27%. But then why there is a drop in EBITDA margin? Because considering all these factors, we should have seen a better EBITDA margin compared to the Q1 of last year, right? But we see a downward movement.
You see that this is a presentation point. You said the EBITDA margins practically has gone up. But you see that there are two reasons for the decline in EBITDA margin. One is to this other income. Other income is the part of the rental income the company is having. There are about 3-4 properties which are on rent to the various. During the COVID period, or you can say this period, we have not been able to realize the rent part of it. That is bringing the other incomes down. If we take the other incomes to that's not a working profit. Working profit of the company has gone up by 37.59%, approximately 38%. The realization from the other income part, which is in the way of rent, has gone down considerably. So that has been the fact. Other part is that in the consolidated statement, there has been some expenditure from the Swaksha distillery. So that has been taken into account by way of interest to the parent company and to other company, because whatever unsecured loans we have raised, so we are paying interest to them, but we have no loan from any financial institution. So that has also been taken in together. If we see the standalone results of the distillery part and the edible oil part, there is a substantial improvement in the margin. The profit for the figures I can just tell you that there has been increase of 40.81% in the profit before tax in the distillery segment, and there has been an increase of 17.62% in the edible oil section, and there has been an increase of 10.20% in the real estate segment. So profit after tax, profit before tax has gone up by 28.90%, but if we exclude the other income part, the rent part, it has gone up by 37.59%.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the details. And a couple of questions regarding the distillery in West Bengal. So we understand that because of the present COVID situation, there's lots of ambiguity. But in normal circumstances, like how many months do we require to start the construction and then come to a point where we can start the commercialization?
I think you see that the groundwork and the civil work, which takes major time, is already completed. The godowns have been constructed. The storage is already there. You will not take more than 6 to 8 months if the things normalizes to put the plant into the commercial production.
Okay, that's good. And
one more thing I'd like to mention, not out of the question, that the stake in Swaksha distillery has been enhanced from 51 to 75%. BCL part.
That was my next question, to just confirm the stake. So it is 75%. You mentioned, right? Okay. That's all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants: anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Kashish Chopra individual investor. Please go ahead.
Mithilji, I don't have a question per se. I just wanted to know your thoughts. If you want to say, आप कुछ अगर अपने shareholders को कुछ कहना चाहेंगे, if you want to say anything कि if you want to say any comments to the shareholders.
I think the message to the shareholder that your company is doing well, and we hope to have your full faith and support for this, and the companies will grow to a great extent. We have got a bright future in view of government substituting the import of vegetable oils. Then another thing is the government substituting the import of this crude oils, this mineral oils, fuel oil. Both are import substitute, and I think with your blessings and with your support, our shareholders will enjoy good benefits out of the company in the long run.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Nilesh, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, sir, and congrats for the Q1 result, sir. So it was very good result. Sir, I just wanted to know about the prices of raw material for the production will prevail in the current year, and what would be the impact on the cost on that?
You see that the prices of this, let's say basically seasonal crop, and depends upon the, you can say monsoon, other things. But we are lucky that this year we have got a good monsoon, and the sowing of this food grains and edible oilseeds have gone up considerably high. We don't feel part of the raw materials. We should be able to get the raw materials at very economical rates, and almost the selling price is fixed. So we hope to continue having this good margins.
Okay. And sir, due to this COVID, are we taking any cost control measures in the company, sir, because of the slowdown?
No, you see that we don't have any fall in the revenue. Rather, our revenue has gone up. So cost cutting is not possible, because cost cutting we are only going for this, that is to bring the financial cost down by monetizing the real estate part of it, and which we are to some extent or a large extent has been successful, and we are able to reduce the debt and the finance cost. From the result, you will feel that you will observe that there is a substantial decrease in the finance cost of the company for the last 3 years.
Hello.
So we are not able to hear you. This is the
The cost cutting, as I mentioned, that there is a growth in the revenue of the company to the extent of 27%. So no cost cutting as regards the, you can say, the salary, the other things is required. Only we have got in hand the finance cost. We are bringing down every quarter and every year, every financial year, the finance cost is reducing by way of monetizing our real estate inventory. So that we are doing. I think cost cutting, we are not incurring any extra cost for the increase in the revenue.
Okay, sir. And sir, how much revenue we are expecting from the new plant to be, when it gets operational?
I think I will give it to Pankaj. What is the figure for this estimated revenue for this Kharagpur plant? I think he will be able to answer in a better way.
The Kharagpur plant, the production capacity is going to be the same, which is 200 KLPD, and we expect the first year revenue at about 350 crores.
Okay.
Which should commence from Q3 of financial year 21-22 in all likelihood, once this COVID situation normalizes.
Okay. And net profit margin would be approximately same on that?
No, the margins in the Calcutta distillery is going to be better. The Kharagpur distillery is better, because in the state of West Bengal, our ENA price is always about 5% more than across India. So let's say if BNA is fetching at BCL is fetching ENA at a price of 54 rupees a litre, the distilleries in Bengal are fetching about 56 rupees a litre. So our margins are going to be better in the state of West Bengal, and this is purely because of the demand supply equation.
Correct, sir. Correct. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I will be standing queue.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Stephanie D'Souza, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. I had a question. How much quantity of hand sanitizer or the ethyl alcohol was produced in quarter 1 of FY21, and what was the average profitability in that?
You said that this round about 60 lakh liters. 60 lakh liters. 1.8 crore liters of this alcohol was produced in the first quarter. From what I think figure, I'm not able to 17.5 or maybe 1.8 million. 1.8 million liters. After this, in the first quarter, the ethyl alcohol, the sanitizer was almost 20%. And 50%, as I mentioned, was with this ethanol business. And rest was with potable alcohol.
Okay, sir. So, and I have another question, just to follow up. What were the realizations of the hand sanitizer and ENA in the quarter gone by?
You see that this hand sanitizer was just a temporary business, and there was too much of scarcity. You can say we got the average price about 80 rupees per liter. But now we are not getting that kind of a price. At present, the company is selling at 55 to 60 rupees per liter. And during COVID period, or when it was extreme, during lockdown period, even the realization was 100 rupees per liter. But with this, you can say we have got another segment. That is the third segment is available with us. So that has, you can say, overall increased the price of this ENA as well as this ethyl alcohol. So that is the reason that there has been increase in the profits from the distillery unit standalone about more than 40%.
Okay, sir. So, yeah, that was really helpful. Thank you and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Dipesh Sancheti from Manya Finance. Please go ahead.
I just want to iterate one more question. If you can give a timeline of when the company can be debt free, because I think we are going to take the proceeds of the real estate to making it debt free. So if you could just give a timeline for that.
As I mentioned earlier, that I think we have got a inventory in hand of about 60 to 70 crores, which is totally debt free, and will take about 2-3 years to monetize the entire part of it. So whatever amount is coming is going for repayment of the long-term debt for the company, and by year 2023-24 financial year, we should be totally long-term debt free.
Okay. And where do you see the growth coming, sir, in the next few quarters? If you could give a guidance, where will be the major growth? Will it be ethanol, will it be distillery, or will it be the rice bran oils segment?
So the major growth is coming in all the segments, but the revenue part, if you are talking about, is that major part will be from this vegetable oils and rice bran oil, other things. And because in the distillery section we are already utilizing 100% capacity utilization, but that will have some good things because of this major availability of raw material. The increase in the raw material of this year, by way of increase in the production, increase in the sowing, increase in the acreage of this major raw material which the company is using for the manufacture of this alcohol and other things. So we hope that the margins will go up. If the revenue increase will be on the this vegetable oil section.
So vegetable oils, are we selling it to the bigger brands like Reliance, Smart, DMart, or online on Amazon or any other platform?
You see that we are supplying to this Walmart in our own brand, but that's a very small quantity, not to be much referred. But the company has a strong presence of its own brand in the North India. So we have got a strong dealer network of 250 dealers spread over Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, Jammu Kashmir, some parts of Rajasthan and the Delhi. So we don't have to go to a bigger player to sell our brand. So we are comfortable with our own marketing network, and we have to take the things in a much better way by increasing our revenue in our own brand through our own dealer network.
Okay. So same thing is with IMFL also. You are only concentrating on Punjab and around areas for IMFL brands also, because I suppose you have quite a few brands in IMFL.
No. This year we are not doing any IMFL. We are doing only country liquor in the state of Punjab, because this year this was a very disturbed period. Some years some states are closed, some were done. So we thought that putting money in this, that we may not fetch best return. Let's concentrate only on the ethanol business and this potable alcohol as well as the hand sanitizer. So this year we are not manufacturing any IMFL. Only some contractual brands they are getting is manufactured, that's on job basis.
So this quarter, sir, what is the quantity of ethanol which was supplied to the OMCs?
Round about it was 90 lakh liters.
90 lakh liters. So is there any possibility of this being increased with the West Bengal plant coming in?
Yes, definitely. When we are able to resume, we propose to convert this 100% or maybe 80% of the capacity for ethanol.
Okay. So based on the similar kind of realization of 50 rupees, where do you see this closing of FY21? This year's closing, how much sales do you think that the company will be able to do on ethanol?
I will not exactly say, but you can just calculate the present growth. We hope to maintain the growth of 27-28% this year.
Okay. And this should be sustainable for the next 3-4 years? Or what do you feel?
I think we should be able to sustain this kind of a growth with this commissioning of Kharagpur plant and with the increasing the vegetable oil presence in the market, with the conditions government focusing more on the crop diversification program from food grains to edible oil seeds, and more giving attention to the procurement of ethanol. So we hope to continue with this kind of growth in the 4-5 years.
Okay. And so just last question, are we having any change in the dividend policy or any buybacks? Because the promoters are increasing their stake at 65 in the preferential issue. So is there any possibility that we'll be seeing a higher dividend coming in? Is there any change?
That is a board decision. I can't comment upon that. But I think this year we will be more concentrating ourselves, more putting in the money to commission this West Bengal unit. Our main, you can say, priority will be to put the entire money, this relies from the preferential share or from the profits of the cash accruals of the company, to put in the operational, the Kharagpur unit, and so that the company gets a consolidated revenue and becomes a net, you can say, margin company. So our more focus will be putting our entire sources together to commission that unit.
And are you looking at even buying it from the open market as almost at the same price as in the preferential issue?
No, I don't think we have, you can say, thought about that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for answering. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Vikram Suryavanshi from Phillip Capital, India Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. I think we have already answered a lot of questions, but just on giving the clarity of these 5-year contracts from OMC for ethanol, how different it's compared to earlier? I think earlier it was annual contract, but again in that also I think we'll have price revision every year. Actually, what really changes for us, and is it significant to impact our future expansion plan, or would you like to have higher expansion in ethanol going ahead because of this offtake visibility?
I will hand over this mic to Kushal Mittal. I think he will be able to answer this question.
See, the assured quantity promised by the OMCs as of now for the 5-year plan are quite significant. So at the top of my head, for the next year, it's around 520 crore liters per year, and they have increased this by around 10 to 15% on a year-on-year basis. But after speaking with the representatives at the OMC, it is quite certain that the assured quantity at the moment is very conservative, and as even PM Modi said on Independence Day, that he wishes to make the Indian ethanol market increase by 20% year-on-year basis. So the current numbers by the OMCs are quite conservative, but even the conservative numbers are quite significant. If you look at 520 crore liters per annum, that's a huge quantity, and the industry is nowhere close to be able to supply the full quantity. So yes, the company sees a very bright future in the ethanol market, more so than the ENA business, and with our expertise in production, we do wish to expand quite rapidly.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was quite encouraging. Yeah.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone.
Looks like there are no more questions, so I think we can wrap up.
Sure, sir. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
So thank you for joining us today, and it was great giving you an update about the company. As already mentioned, we are quite hopeful about the future, and with your support, we expect to achieve greater things in the coming quarters. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.